Back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Kitty King. Back to another episode of Afro Sheepdog, where we get the flock back together. Right? Today, we're gonna be taking a look at the Alpha Master himself. The only one who is an Alpha and Sigma at the same time. The only man to have the UFC belt, Bellator belt, all the belts combined, and still also run for president. The one and only. The only man to have whooped Chelsea on both on Sunday and on Saturday. The only man that collected both of McGregor's belts in front of his face by giving him a proper 12. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Andrew Tate. It's going to be an interesting character for us as this channel develops. We're going to be talking a lot about a lot of things that he espouses. Not positive, not negative, critiquing from my point of view. This is him appearing on Just Pearly Things. He recently did an appearance on there where he had a variety of guests that he spoke with who were also on there. One of them being the esteemed Brittany. We'll see how this goes. I've heard a lot of interesting things about this one. Haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, so you and I are watching it together. Let's get it.
There has not been, in the history of humanity, across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female, ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, Big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity, ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's
Woo! Came out the gate swinging, my guy. Oh, came out the gate swinging. I will say, Mary Magdalene in the Bible. No, maybe a little bit. All right, we'll take it.
Different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why. It is impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself, because she is fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There is no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser who plays video games. Or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats.
This is a different take. That's a very interesting statement. Women will hate to agree with it, but I mean, if you give it much thought, it's facts. Now it has to be said though, the same does apply to men, right? If you're out there slanging, more often than not, you're knocking shit that you don't really give a fuck about. But as he said, the big difference here is, where does your value come from? Alright, what is the definition of value in this situation? Well, with regards to a lot of what he's speaking to, a lot of it has to do with relationships, right? A lot of what he's talking about is relationships, your value in that sense. So he's not talking whether you're a CEO now, you have 1,000 million, whatever it is, right? He's speaking to your value in the dating world, and your value in in terms of the way a man perceives it, right? Ultimately, it doesn't matter how many women a man is fucking. I mean, it does, right? For the right man, for the right woman who's searching for the right kind of man, it does. This is what we're speaking to, right? Even within the framework of high value men, there are going to be men that decide, you know what? I'm staying home. All right, I don't want the trouble. I'm going to get me a good girl. I'm going to call things quit. I'm going to focus on my business. I'm going to focus on my multiple businesses more often than not. I'm going to focus on my career, all right? Now, there are high value men who don't have enough time to settle down and get to know you, yeah? But again, this is where accountability comes in for women. Who are you giving your time to? Who are you spending it with?
To be good enough to get my pussy, da-da-da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question?
You just see all of them go off. They've been brewing. This one's been brewing. First of all, you can imagine that these women have been waiting to have a conversation or sit in the same room as this man. All right, he's gone viral for talking about a variety of things with regards to women, especially some 2022 taboo things. All right, we'll see how they are in 2023, but as far as 2022 are concerned, these were taboo things. So him coming out the gate with that is, they're ready.
What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Haram.
Why?
No.
You see how women think? Her immediate response to such a statement, without processing what the man is saying, he didn't say a woman who has been with 2 men. He said a woman who has given herself to too many people. Right? I don't even, the haram thing, I'm not even, I mean, I'm African, fam. Right? We've seen men with multiple wives. We've seen women with multiple wives. I mean, multiple husbands, sorry. We've seen it. So, in our culture, it ain't nothing new, but hear what he's saying and then hear where she's taking it. She has to find the extreme to create a scenario that might be favorable to her argument. Not will be, might be favorable to our argument. That's all there. Let's go.
I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So
Yes.
let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is, top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
But no, I'm asking.
Okay,
Do you know?
I ask, what if they're different races? One wife...
Oh, you see how... you see how, again, might. So she's taking it. She's gotten a response. It didn't fall in line with what she wanted. So she's moved on to the next part of the scenario that might push the argument forward.
Question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are. At least. If you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just
It's
say...
disgusting.
Wait,
Have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is, you at least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's haram, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You have to look at humans from a societal perspective, but society...
What? She didn't answer the question. She didn't actually retort any of his original points. We're just throwing out scenarios. Just just looking for where can I fit my points here.
Society's changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago, if a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job, she couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, Shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no, prove it's mine. You can't prove it, bounce. Where it's different. If I get 4 women pregnant, we know the deal.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So obviously back then for survival, women needed a man. Otherwise, when they were pregnant, could die and all of these things, they would perish.
Wait. I'll let her speak. Did you see Brittany's face?
In today's society, given evolution, given the fact that as women we can go
still
and
need
get.
men.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. Isn't there a glitch between what is actually happening and the nature of what we have in our bodies? I think that's probably the conflict that we're having right now.
What?
Glitch in what way?
In the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps
that's
like
right.
naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, 1, and 2, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm an independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fucking window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes. It's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here, which is going to get me canceled again, but I don't give a fuck. But this is the point. Feminism in and of itself can't be defended. The point of an idea is that it can be defended by the people who believe in it. This has been the whole point of war since the dawn of time. It doesn't matter if it was the Christians against the Hindus. It doesn't matter if it was the Germans against the French. There were people who had ideas and ideologies, and they were prepared to fight each other to defend their ideology. Feminism is an ideology which cannot be defended by feminists. The only people who could defend feminism are the men who subscribe to the garbage. If all the feminists were to get in a line and say, we want feminism, and the conservative men were to get in a line, you would learn very quickly it's bullshit. I had a friend in Afghanistan when Taliban kicked America out. And he told me the Americans were telling the girls they could go to school. So they built all these girls' schools, and they put the Afghanistani Defense Forces there, and they funded the Afghanistani Defense Forces to protect these schools. You had American satellites, you had night vision goggles. Taliban were afraid to attack. America leaves. Now you have Afghani defense forces. They're basically blind. They don't have satellites anymore. Don't have night vision, whatever. So now it's a real war. The men are standing next to this girls' school. The Taliban are coming. You're some dude. You're standing there, and you're looking at this girls' school going, I don't really give a fuck if girls go to school. Bounce. And you didn't fight. So that's why they all gave up and Taliban took over so quickly. And when I said this, the girl's like, yeah, they should have fought for us, feminism. Why don't the women fight?
Can I ask?
Oh, wait, the women can't defend their own fucking idea. You need men to defend feminism. So that's why the whole thing is stupid. Because the second men don't defend it, it just fails as a fucking ideology. It's garbage.
May I tell you something now? So this is the thing. This is when we assume that women...
It's going to be interesting. I haven't seen it yet. It's going to be interesting to watch her retort something entirely detached from this. I'm going to poke my foot in my mouth right now by saying this before I press play again. But here we go. He made a fucking valid point. He made a very valid point.
women perhaps don't have the physical or even mental ability to go to a war.
Assume.
Wait, because this is the thing. For example, in Ukraine, a lot of women took up arms. And in fact, I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. And
Don't lie
listen,
to the people at home.
Wait, don't worry. I'll talk about my personal
you wanna
story.
Go to war? You wanna fight the front
let
lines?
me tell you. Let me tell you something. This is the thing. I think it's also really like silly to assume that, for example, a woman, because she didn't go to school, she'll not be as intelligent as a man. Therefore, naturally, a woman is not intelligent. No, it doesn't make sense. If we're now starting to normalize equality and we want to put everybody in the forefront, give a woman a
Who's
gun.
normalising equality?
Well, that's what people are wanting. Then that's
People
the case.
like who?
Let me tell you,
Who wants to normalise equality? People like who? Feminists.
What is she talking about?
well, actually, no equality. I want respect. That's really
Yeah,
what
but
I
you
want.
Stopping you from getting respect.
Exactly.
No.
I get respect. What's
I
stopping
get
you from getting
respect. I
She
get respect.
literally-
That's what I
You
want.
said
That's
you
what I
want
like.
respect.
What I think.
I was right. What she said have to do with anything that was what? And that's what the women are. The reason the women, the older lady responded is because they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you didn't retort the man. You didn't say anything to what he said. You didn't further your idea, or at least your previous points that were completely detached as well. You just said words.
You don't even know what you want.
I'll tell you what I
You don't
want.
know what you want. You want
As a
equality
woman, I
and you
carry
want
myself
respect.
differently. I actually hold the things that I have done in the fights that I fought. I hold it. That's why when you speak to me, I don't move different. I move different to many of the girls. That's why when you talk to me and you argue with me, I don't take
argue
it.
with you.
You do
I tell
sometimes.
you.
And
I
I'll
don't
tell you
argue.
something. A lot of women may have the accolades to be somebody, but they are uncomfortable to own that. And the reason why, then I would like to ask you, for example, I do need a man, for example, to, procreate. But other than that, I'm quite strong. And I would find a way to protect myself differently. With that mentality, what would be the man that would be for me then?
Denava, what would you do if one of these security guards...
Did you hear what she just said? She said, I'm this, this, and this, so find me a man. Jesus Christ. You know the problem, man? The problem is that, and she's Angolan, so she knows the real. The problem is this world, he was right. The world is just so soft now. I'm this, I'm that, find me, man. As in, if person come here, come slap you, somebody came in here now, just slap you, or you do what? You fight him. Because you can go to the gym more. Ah, God.
It's broke into your door.
What would I do? Okay, I'll tell
What would you do? What would
One-
you do? No, seriously, there's no guns
She's
here.
a feminist.
I'll
She's a
tell you.
feminist.
No, I'm not a
She was
feminist.
strict and say, take
I'm not a feminist. I'm a bit smarter.
Okay,
Either
okay,
I'd play
these two
dead.
guys.
One. Yeah.
Okay, they see you're not dead.
It's okay.
They
No,
see
I'd
you
be like
breathing.
this, and then if
See,
not,
this-
maybe
there's
I would kind of
never-
like be very gentle.
There's never any critical answers to this. If the answer is not existing for them, they'll find their way on pity patter and try and move past it. Why? It doesn't fall within the rhetoric. Right? As long as it doesn't fall within the rhetoric, they have no response to it. And so they just pity patter across different points until the next thing comes up. It's like, how did we have discussions?
And comply to find a way to get out of it.
so
If
let's
they
make-
want to
but let's
come and
make
kill me,
but let's make an
there's not
important
much that
point.
many people
but
can
let's
do.
make an important point. You're talking about equality equaling respect. The way you get respect as a woman is by being feminine. There's nothing, we can be equal and very, very different. I'm not saying that there's not equality, but you've confused equality with the same. You can be equal with
Equity.
completely different things. You can have a bishop and a knight on a chessboard. They're equal in terms of points.
Sorry to cut him off. Very true point. It's just throughout the word equity. Like, do you see? She's not pursuing a point. She's pursuing coming out on top or something. I don't even fucking get it. She's not pursuing anything. She's just throwing out words.
But they do different things, right? A woman can have equal respect to a man if she is very good at being a woman, and a man gets respect for being very good at being a man. When a woman decides she wants to act like a man, or a man wants to act like a woman, that's where all gets fucked up. We try and pretend it's all the
Yes.
same. It's not the same. Men and women are good at different things. We have different strengths, different weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with accepting that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm a woman, I'm good at X, he's a man, he's good at Y. Then we work together as a team, we have a beautiful family, we're happy forever. It's only confused where you have women who sit and go, no, because in the name of equality, we can fight and work. There's no fucking women on the front line in Ukraine. That is psyop bullshit. They put some chick there dancing around doing Pokemon dances to try and convince men to go fucking die in a ditch. It's garbage. If you go to the front line of Ukraine right now, you do not see women in their makeup and their manicures. You see fucking men in the freezing cold dying. You know where the women are? Dubai. Chilling. That's where the women are. So to sit and pretend that women are just as capable physically as men is a fucking lie. It's delusion. To say that you're as strong as men is a delusion. You are good at other things. You're better than men at a lot of things, but it's not the physical world.
How does that not summarize interactions between men and women today? How does that is in a nutshell the difficulty of discussion in today's world. Right? You spend half the time trying to make a point, really more than half the time trying to flesh out your point with hopes that it makes more sense than just the one line that you delivered. And that they would be able to assimilate, think, and retort in a manner that can lead conversation forward. More often than not, what do we get? We get this. We get a situation where no point is being pursued, as I said. We're just throwing out words with hopes that one sticks. That's what Kamala Harris does. It's called a word salad. You're not actually making a point. And the irony within this is the remaining women in the room recognize what the man is saying. First of all, this is a great way for you to identify. I hate the word submissive. A woman that can concede. A woman that's powerful, recognizes her power, and is comfortable enough within that power to concede for the moment. That is where that saying of behind every successful man, there's an even more powerful woman. That's where that is actually applied. When you can look with confidence in yourself and say, speak. Love me. Protect me. Provide for me. Why? Because I know where my powers lie. I will nurture this home. I will take care of this home. I will grow this home. I will water the plants that are our love and our home. Massive difference. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, like, subscribe,